I don't know, but you want to do rock, paper, scissors real quick?
Oh, to see who's reading?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, hold on.
Okay, hold on. Let's say it. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock,
paper, scissors, shoot. What do you got?
You are.
Hey, that's fine. I just got like 7 different stories just now, so that's all good.
That's good. I'm still laughing at us.
But we're only doing 1 episode?
Yeah, only 1 episode today.
All right. Oh man.
That means I just get to sit back and exist for this one.
Do you have any books that you read?
Okay, so I've read more of Kingdom of Ash since the last time we talked, and I have cried a total of 3 times.
Okay. All
and
right.
I don't mean like, I teared up or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I was reading it on my Kindle and literal tears were streaming down my face. And Lonnie walked in to like give me a kiss. And he was like, "The book?" And I said, "The book." And he just walked back out.
Why is the book doing that to you?
So, if you have not read Throne of Glass, skip ahead. We'll put the timestamp in it, but this is going to be Throne of Glass spoilers.
It'll probably be like a good 6 minutes ahead, 7 minutes ahead.
So basically, what happens in the story is like you start off with the main character being named Selena. Start off the end, and then by like the 3rd or 4th book, you know that she's actually the missing queen of Terrasian, which is like the northern country that was like demolished basically like a decade before.
Mm-hmm.
And she like goes over to, it's called Dorndell, and it's the country to the west. And that's where she finds her mate, and she like finally meets her aunt in person, and she kind of like really takes her like true name of Elaine Galistinian. Can't remember the rest off the top of my head. She has a lot of names. But the thing that got me was, so at the end of the tandem read, because it's easier to say it that way.
Mm-hmm.
She's taken by her aunt. And so she is Fae. She's half Fae. And so in this book, Fae, like iron wipes away their magic. But here's the thing. It doesn't it just makes it so that they're unable to use it. It doesn't actually like hold it in or anything. Mm-hmm. And so you have to use your magic every so often. Otherwise it reaches like this boiling point and it will literally kill you. And so her aunt kidnaps her to have her be tortured by a sadist, and then they have healers come in and heal her like nothing happened. But every time that like she's like, when I say like broken, I mean like to the point where like she had calluses on her hands. She had like scars along her back where like she was whipped because she was put into like a assault mine. And
Jesus.
Yeah, she was the #1 assassin, so that's a whole different thing. She had like cuts on her wrist from her shackles from when she was like enslaved. She had a cut on her hand that she made to her friend. She had a cut on her other hand that she made like towards her mate, which when he took the blood oath and everything. So she had all of these scars on her, and they're all gone. Because they literally like tore her apart that badly. She had a tattoo all the way down her back, like telling her story, and that's completely gone. And then to make matters even worse, her aunt played like mind games on her. She kept spinning these stories to try to like get her to reveal where like the 3 keys were, which is what this entire like story is about, is these 3 keys that like can open doors to realms and everything.
Yeah.
And So she like spins stories where like her mate is dead, or she spins stories where her mate is alive, and it's like she's like her mind. So she's like unaware of what's happening around her is real or not. She's unaware of if she actually had like broken hands, if she actually like all of this stuff that's being done to her is real. It's literally like with her reality. And so every time you're reading one of her chapters, it's so fucking heartbreaking because you're like, I don't even know if this is real or not. And so, yeah, it's really and then on top of that, my favorite character in the series is with her. He's still bound to the queen, Maeve, who is her aunt, and he's having to sit there in his wolf form and watch all of this. And then, yeah, that's his punishment. To make matters worse, his twin brother said a bunch of horrible things about him and then stabbed himself in the heart in front of him. And he was ordered to literally commanded by blood oath to stand there in his wolf form and do nothing. And then trigger warning right here. And then afterwards was blood ordered to pleasure Maeve and his brother's blood.
Oh.
Yeah. And so like so like when they get Aelin out, well actually they don't actually get her out per se. Fenris, who is the main character, the character that I'm talking about that I love so much, he breaks his blood oath to attack the dude who's like torturing Aelin because she's resigned to, that's it, I'm dying today. I cannot do this anymore. I'm going to make this man so pissed off that he's going to literally kill me, because he was about to like set buckets on fire underneath a metal table because her magic is fire. And he goes, let's see how much of these flames you can resist without your magic. And on top of that, she's reaching her boiling point. The pressure, she's not even like concerned about the physical torture anymore. Mm-hmm. The amount of pressure that she's having going on inside of her, because she has cuffs on her arms, on her legs, and she has an entire face mask where the only thing is her eyes are visible. That's it. And so he breaks the blood oath and attacks the dude, and they end up bringing him back and everything. And they're like, it's like a very well-known thing in this book. If you break your blood oath, you're dead. So he's like dying.
Yeah.
And I'm like bawling my eyes out because I'm like, what the, like, there are only like 2, 3, maybe 4 male characters that I genuinely like in this book, because the rest of them are all fucking dicks. Okay, they're like main characters and they're part of the like the group and everything, but they're like there's no other way to put it. Like you have Cole or Kale, whatever the call him.
Yeah, I like how you texted me saying we need to cuss less.
I'm getting heated.
Throwing F-bombs.
I'm getting heated. Anyway,
you're throwing F-bombs left and right, bro. I think you've set a record on how many times you've said
I get so heated about this.
In like less than 10 minutes.
So Kale was like really into Elaine when he thought that she was Selena, but like only parts of Selena. So like he didn't like whenever like she would go off and like do her assassin job, because he'd be like, ew. And then he was like trying to save her by sending her overseas, and then he found out that she was Aelin and not Selena, and he was like, how dare you? I'm sorry, the king who destroyed her entire kingdom that she was living in his castle as his assassin, okay, who was actively looking for her to kill her, I think she had a reason not to tell you.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. And he like is a total douchebag.
Yeah.
The entire next book. And then even in his own book, he doesn't really have that much character development. And he's like, well, I guess like I can forgive her. Whatever. Even though he really should be whatever. And then but yeah, so that's why I was crying a lot, because that's currently where I'm at. Is like they just got out and she's like, dude, even after she like gave Fenris the blood oath to like save him, it took her into like the little folk, which are like literally like the tiny fairies.
Yeah.
Like led her into like their cavern and everything, because she's technically also their queen because of her bloodline. She becomes also their queen as well. And so like until like they took her into like their little cavern and everything, we're like, this is real, like you are safe. She was like, this is all an illusion, this is just Maeve tricking me again. Like that's how fucked up her reality was that like she got out and she didn't believe it. She's like, this isn't real.
I'm gonna come back and get, you know, everything's just gonna start all over again. It's just gonna all happen all over again. She's gonna get comfortable. She's gonna get comfortable 2-3 years later on, and then restart again.
And she did that stuff. Like, I'm not even joking.
That's
like she
wild.
did like full months, years.
Nah.
She like spun everything out as like perfectly as possible. And they like actually go into detail about one of the like visions that Maeve was giving her. And she's like, and you're reading it and you're like, this, like, because it starts off just like you're in it with her and you're like, this isn't what is this?
Yeah.
Like, this isn't real. And then at the end of the chapter, she like, every time Maeve asks her where the keys are, she's like, there's something tugging me back, like telling me no. And then like she gets pulled out of it and it's like gut wrenching. Because like her bones are sticking out of her body. So as her physical body is being broken, Maeve is with her mentally.
That's so up, bro.
Yeah. Now do you see why I said like I have been a wreck because of this book?
Yeah.
And I'm only 30% in. This is only 30% in.
I wouldn't even finish that.
I'm going to. I have to. I need to know what happens.
I mean, yeah, but you know, I'm saying
That's just me though.
Yeah, me personally. I mean, granted, I don't really read books anyways, so.
You don't. Anyways.
He's going straight up. You gonna do that? Really? You're just gonna be like, yeah, you stupid. You don't. That's crazy.
You don't. It's been a known fact on this channel.
Yeah, I hate reading.
On this pod.
I hate reading.
Anyways, we're 15 minutes in and this has just been an intro.
Look, all right. It's okay. It's all right. People be okay. All right. There'll be cuts. There'll be, you know, edits. Things will be taken out. It's okay. But we still haven't even said, you know, hey, what episode, I guess. I don't know what it is, honestly. What
I don't know.
It says 24 at the top. So I'm assuming that's what it is.
We'll go with that.
All right.
Cue the music.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess it's me reading, which is you realize neither of us used rock that entire time. We only used paper or scissors. I didn't use rock once.
Well,
neither of us used rock one single time.
It doesn't help that we have the same, that like we're sharing a brain cell, so.
Yeah, but literally there is another choice that we could have chosen. Granted, I don't know. But still, that's a little, yeah. Let's see. How many stories did I actually quickly grab? 8. All right. I'm not doing all 8. That's sure.
No. Can my camera stop going in
Yeah, I
and
know.
out?
Can it? Because it's done it like 5 times already. At
Yeah,
least.
like what are we doing?
Um. Okay. Should I give you? I don't. Oh, dude. Maybe it's because you're light in the back. That's why. I think that's why, at least. Maybe. I don't know. It's not really focusing on you still. Why is it okay? It just doesn't like you at all.
Is this better? Can you see me now?
Who is this person? um, should I just read off like 2 or 3 titles and then you pick one?
No. We can do that for the last one, but
Oh. All right, fine. Okay. Fine, I guess I'll do this one. Even though it's honestly, I don't think this one's that juicy, but like at the same time, it can be talked about. Like,
okay.
All right, so this one's am I the asshole for telling my neighbor no?
Probably not, honestly.
Yeah, no. I mean, usually you're not, unless it's like,
Why are neighbors so like?
why are HOAs so? I hate them so much.
Who are you telling?
I don't know, but neighbors be thinking that they're so entitled. And I'm just like, what do you need from me? Why does my life need to be hindered by yours? Like, get off, go away. Anyways,
Go annoy someone else, like
yeah,
literally.
exactly. You have other people around you. Bother them, not me. Anyways, all right. Am I the asshole for telling my neighbor no? The house across from me sold recently. The prior owners built it and lived in it for almost 50 years. They were lovely people and they are missed. I didn't meet the new neighbors until recently. They're living there only intermittently. That's how you say that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Don't judge me as you do your nails.
First of all, I'm putting on cuticle oil. Get it
Whatever.
correctly. And secondly, I will. Also, my sign
This
still
is why
says
I don't like to do the reading.
my sign still says I told y'all
Yeah,
Gojo was dead.
I know. It needs to change at some point. Anyway,
I need another like big anime event to happen. Like big.
it's not really a huge one anyways. Right now. Anyways, they're living there only intermittently while renovations are being done. Anyway, we both live in a very busy double yellow line street. And while street parking isn't illegal per se, it's definitely dangerous as it is busy. It is a busy, relatively narrow, high traffic road. The neighbor's house has a smallest driveway that can fit maybe 6 cars, and with the setup of the yard, there's really no lawn parking. I, on the other hand, have a very large circular driveway that can probably fit 15 to 20 cars if needed, but there is only one entrance and exit point to the street. So I was out getting my mail the other day, and the neighbor was outside. She came over, introduced herself, and we chatted briefly. Then she said, "May I ask a favor of you?" I laughed and said, "Well, you can ask." Anyway, long story shorter, she said they were having a house party the weekend after 4th of July. They were expecting a large number of people and were hoping they could use my driveway for parking as street parking is difficult, I said. Or as street parking is difficult. I said, "Sorry, no, it will block me. It will block me in. I'm fine with your guests parking on the grass in front of my fence. I have a small fence about 8 feet from the street, and there's a grass strip in front of it. The Smiths, prior house owners, would often use it if they were hosting a large group." She said, "Oh, I appreciate that. but that will only fit about 6 cars. We're going to need parking for another 10 to 12 beyond what fits in my driveway. I again said, I'm sorry, I can't offer you use of my driveway without it being a significant inconvenience to us. I'm going to have to say no. She then says, well, my guests can park alongside the back of your driveway so you can still get in and out. I said, again, I'm going to have to say no. I'm not comfortable with your guests on my property, and the only light I have at night is my post light out front. It's very dark at night, and I wouldn't want anyone to trip or get hurt. She started to look frustrated and said, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't think they can all park on the street. I said, yes, I know parking can be frustrating here. There are a couple of municipal buildings nearby. It might be worth calling the town to see if you can use parking lots since it's a weekend and maybe shuttle people or have them walk over. Have them walk. Other than that, I'm not sure. It's one of the downsides of living on a busy street. I then excused myself and went back inside. Now, every time I see her, she just kind of gives me a dirty look and says nothing. I don't really care about my neighbor not being neighborly, as we prefer to keep to ourselves anyways, but am I the asshole for not letting her use my driveway for parking? There is like an edit, but it's a really short edit. I can, like, honestly, this is not going to change anything.
Okay.
The edit is, since many of you have asked, no, she did not invite me to her party. Since I guess people were asking about that. I don't think she's an asshole for saying no, because one, it's your property, bruh. You don't need to allow, like you said, you only have a little bit of lighting. So if somebody gets hurt on your property, that's kind of on you.
It is. One. Two, the other thing is, as she's already stated, so as I'm imagining it, is a circle with like a stem, basically.
Yeah, that's how I'm thinking it is, since she said it's only one entrance and exit.
Exactly. Whereas most circular driveways that we think of is an entrance and an exit.
Yeah, the whole arch.
Yeah,
driveway.
it's an arch.
Yeah.
I'm kind of not getting why the neighbor doesn't understand the word no.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like,
why did you have to be told no 3 separate times?
Yeah. Like, if you knew you were going to have, like, why also host a big party if you know you don't have the parking space for the party?
Here's a wild thing. Uber and Lyft are a thing.
Yeah. Like, if you want that many people at the party, either have people carpool with each other or Uber and Lyft.
Uber and Lyft.
Or
Carpool.
like she said in the
County.
Have them see if they can park at the municipal buildings and then either walk
Shuttle.
or pick them up. Like,
and on top of that, she was like, hey, you can't use my driveway, but you can use this space in front of my yard, like in front of my fence.
Mm-hmm. So
I would have been like, oh my God, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And said the neighbor wanted more.
Mm-hmm.
For what reason?
For the other 10 to 12 cars, apparently.
Because you're entitled.
Yeah.
There's no other way around that.
I think it's probably a young couple.
Oh, it has to be. It has to be.
There's no way it can't be. Because, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. It could be an older couple with like all of the, I don't know. It's because there are old couples that be fucking feeling entitled.
There are. But like at the same time, I don't even have like,
I don't have that many friends.
Yeah, that many people that I like.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
What?
I'm sorry. Also, if I'm having a party, I'm not gonna invite my family and my friends at the same party. Like, it's gonna be
unless
one
it's
or
like
the
my
other.
wedding or something.
Yeah,
like
that's the only time. But like, usually, if I'm having a party, it's either a party for the family or a party
for my friends.
Yeah,
it's never the both.
Because I don't want my family and my friends to really collide with each other. Like, I'm completely different people around my family and then with my friends.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, my wedding is going to be so interesting.
Yeah. I'm gonna be drunk.
because my friends are gonna look at me and be like, the shot, open up, and they're gonna pour it down my throat. I'm gonna be like, why did you make me do that? Mom's gonna be like, why the are you letting people push you around? And it's like, Mom, it's not a real, like, I'm not really being peer pressured.
This is just what happens all the time.
This is just how we function.
Yeah, like what? It'll be
This
okay.
is just how it
I
works.
promise.
All right,
Like,
1 second.
got you have a headphone in, so you'd still technically be able to hear me. You just wouldn't be able to respond.
I only walked across my room. I could have still responded.
Yelling. Whatever. Somebody said though in the comments, not the asshole. Be prepared to call it tow truck. Be prepared to call a tow truck though. She decided to just not take one or take no for an answer. And then OP said, I talked to my husband about it, and we think it's best to just leave our car at the entrance/exit point so that no one can get in. And then if someone still decides to park in front of the driveway anyway, call to the police will sort that quickly. Since it's a small town, apparently cops actually respond pretty fast. So
see, and this is my whole thing. Is this going to be a horrible thing that could eventually like turn into like a rivalry between neighbors, when it really could have just been a simple thing of like her taking no for an answer, but she can't take no for an answer. And so if they call the cops, then she's going to like present it to like her friends and family of like, this woman is like just being unreasonable and escalating things.
Yeah. And so somebody else then was just like, well, afterwards you should just be like, drop off some homemade like cookies or banana bread and yada yada yada. And
Why?
I'm thinking, I'm like, what you need to offer this woman anything for? Like, what do you need to offer your neighbors?
We placating. See, and this is my issue with like people pleasers. Like, you don't have to placate everyone. You have to have boundaries. She made her boundaries very clear. This person could not take no for an answer. Therefore, we're not entertaining or rewarding that behavior.
Honestly, if it's possible, I would do it to where I would get a gate for your since you fenced in anyways. You might as well just get a gate there anyways. So
might as well,
just to make sure nobody parks there.
Because I don't put it past anyone at this point.
Yeah, honestly, I really wouldn't. But yeah, that one, like I said, it's not like extremely juicy or anything, but like,
no, but it's
I don't know. It's more common these days, I guess. So it's more relatable.
Feel so entitled to like everyone else's like things.
Yeah.
Like I hate to say it, but like we live in a world of like people pleasers.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I'm not gonna sit here and say like, like sometimes people pleasing is okay, but like, don't get me wrong, like it is. But if you do it too much, you're gonna get walked over. Like constantly. Yeah. Like it's
you have people like the neighbor who are used to everybody telling her yes, even though it makes them uncomfortable, who take advantage and walk all over these people. And it's like,
because then now that you would say yes that one time, she's gonna do it every time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You give an inch, they take a mile.
Next
and then
time
you're stuck at home
asking.
silently complaining to your partner or your friends or your parents or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, you could put a stop to this still.
All
right.
So this next one is, am I the asshole for wanting my roommate's boyfriend to stop eating my groceries even though he pays for them? Right? Like, I'm like reading the title. I'm like, so you might be the asshole.
To start this off with, I did have a roommate that would like eat my food all the time.
Yeah.
Even though like we asked them to stop and everything, and they would still do it. So it got to the point where I found out that they really disliked onions. So I put onions in everything. I didn't like onions either. But God, I learned to.
Yeah. That's wild, bro. Put onions in your yogurt? Ugh.
No,
I
like
know, I'm
anything that I
joking.
cooked, they would eat.
No, I got you.
So I put onions in everything that I cooked.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, that's the
Onions
way
and
you got to
garlic because
do
they
it.
didn't like garlic either. But I
Okay.
already put garlic in everything. So I love garlic.
I was gonna say if they were like allergic to something, just just no, no, I'm just joking.
Okay,
Um,
into the story before you incriminate yourself.
I know, right? I would never do that. No, I wouldn't. So I, 27 male, live with my roommate Sarah, 26 female. Things have been good, except for one thing. Her boyfriend Sean, 28 male. Sean stays over a lot, like several nights a week. Honestly, it wouldn't be a huge deal except for the food situation. This dude has a serious appetite, and he seems to think the fridge is a free for all. Here's the twist: whenever he eats something of mine, he immediately Venmos me the money every single time, and usually for a little more than it's worth. Last week, he devoured half my carton of almond milk, my morning coffee essential, and instantly sent me $5. It's kind of annoying, but hey, at least he's paying me back, right? Here's the problem. What?
Go, go, go,
Okay,
go.
here's the problem. It disrupts my grocery planning. The constant need to replace food throws off my schedule. Plus, it's just inconsiderate. They did that with a question mark, which is weird. Like, shouldn't he at least ask before polishing off my favorite yogurt? The other day, I got a Venmo payment for $50 and came home to find Sean cooking a giant lunch spread with all the ingredients I had just bought. I calmly explained that while I appreciate him paying me back, I'd prefer him to ask before grabbing my stuff. He apologized. Sarah seemed a little miffed, and the tension was thick. Now Sarah thinks I'm being petty because Sean always reimburses me right away and with interest. Am I the asshole for wanting some respect for my groceries even if I get paid back?
That's literally not the point.
Yeah. Like,
Like
just let me know you're eating my food. That's all it is. That's literally all it is.
communication, because
Yeah.
I could be like, hey, like let's say the ingredients that the boyfriend was using when he walked in was something
Yeah.
that like he was really looking forward
Yeah.
to like cook himself.
Yeah.
There are certain recipes and certain meals that I make where
Mhm.
Lonnie's like, well, I can cook this. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, I get joy out of making this.
Yeah.
For one thing, like baking for me is like a really big thing. We had Renee's birthday the other week, and Lonnie was like, oh, you're dealing with migraines this week. I can just go buy a cake from Safeway. I said, no, 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 no.
Mm-mm.
I want to make it.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to make it. You don't understand. Like, this is something that like brings me joy. And it like, I don't know. I love baking. I love cooking. Like, that's just what it is. I love being in the kitchen and creating things. Like,
Mhm.
I made icing. I made the cake. Like, I made it all from scratch, and it was really fun and really like relaxing for me in a weird way.
Yeah.
So it's like I understand where OP is coming from. Like, yeah, you're paying me and like you're overpaying me a little bit, but like feeling like I almost have to go to the grocery store every single day.
Yeah.
I go to the grocery store once a week. And it's like barely anything every single correction, I don't even go to the grocery store. My mom goes to the commissary while we're at work, and she gets my list for me. And it's
Yeah.
like maybe 10 things every single time.
Mhm.
So it's like whatever. But it's like if I came home, my shit was gone, I'd be
I'd be a
pissed.
little annoyed.
So I don't know if you had to deal with this growing up, but I did with my brother, is that I had to, with my older brother, I
Mhm.
had to either write my name on things or hide it in my room
Oh, I
because
still do that.
yeah, if you
Yeah.
don't, it's gone. It's free
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
But when you're it doesn't even seem like the boyfriend is living with them. He's just there.
Yeah.
That's
like
another thing
honestly,
that's
it
like
seems like he should be paying
annoying.
rent.
Yeah.
Like, but also, I mean, like, dude was calm about it. He was like, "Hey, like,
It
I'm
seems
happy you're
like
paying, but like, just let me know. Just ask beforehand." He literally calmly said that, and yet his roommate Sarah was just so upset about the fact that he said that. Like, why? Like, he's just like, there's
how
boundaries. You should
so
respect them.
so here's my question is how new is the relationship?
I don't
Because like
know.
I feel like when relationships are new, you have this like need to like prove that you're like gonna defend them and you're gonna like stand up for them and everything.
Yeah, but if you're there for like every day, basically a week.
No, and I'm not disagreeing, but I'm just saying like when it's a new relationship, that seems to be more of a tendency thing. Whereas when
Yeah,
you're in a long-term relationship, you can be like, now cut that shit out. Like, come on. Like today, literally random was messaging me and was like, can you tell Lonnie to stop being petty? He's being too petty right now. And so
yeah.
I walked down the stairs and I looked at him and I said, you're being a fucking toddler. Stop it.
Why?
He sent him an anime recommendation in Morse code.
That's wild. What the fuck? In Morse code? Like texted it or like did beep
Yes.
beep beep
Like
beep?
texted it in Morse code.
Oh, shit. That's too long, bro.
No, exactly. That's what I was like, you're being a toddler. Stop.
Yeah, that's some petty shit. I mean, it seems like everybody's saying that they aren't really the asshole though.
No, I don't see
Mm.
how you're an asshole when you're asking, like, hey, like, I appreciate that you're doing this. And
Yeah,
like, thank you for doing this.
yeah,
But can you just ask me ahead of time? That way,
yeah,
I mean, even just like it can be a thing of like, just let me know what you're using, even because it could be a
yeah.
thing of like, listen,
So that way I can pick more up on the way home
literally,
while I'm out.
while I'm out, I can
Yeah,
grab it instead of like, okay, you sent me $5, but what did you send me $5 for? I go make my coffee and I don't have my creamer.
yeah. That would
And
irritate the
then
shit out of
you're
me.
gonna have to see cranky me without my coffee.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I'd be with that shit. Oh,
I
I
don't know.
gotta stop cussing. I'm sorry. Granted, you already freaking cussed like crazy today, so
Yeah, you're gonna have to bleep those.
that's gonna be annoying editing because I have to cut those out of the audio, which means I have to stitch even more. Ugh.
That's
Jerk.
what I had to do with last week's.
I wasn't in last week, so you can't blame that on me.
No.
I haven't been in the last 2 weeks.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah. It seems like I'm on this podcast less and less.
Well, you're busy. I don't know what to tell
I
you.
know. I have a really busy life now, and I don't know why. Well, I mean, besides, working out a lot.
Yeah.
And which I don't know if everybody can tell. No, I'm just joking. All right. So this next one, I think I'm mainly sticking with like neighbors and roommates kind of. Well, this is probably the last one for the neighbors and roommates type thing. Um but it's, am I the asshole for refusing to let my roommate turn their room into an Airbnb? What? You confused about that too?
Well, I know that Airbnbs you can rent out rooms, right?
Yeah, you can rent out just strictly rooms.
Because like I've done that before.
Yeah.
But like what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I know. All right. So I'm the leaseholder and live with 4 other people. One of my roommates revealed that they were planning to start renting their room out as an Airbnb, and I shut the idea down. Without having it run by anyone else, they would be letting vetted/approved through the app strangers into our home overnight. And while they insist that the guest would only be allowed in their bedroom, you have to go through the common space to get there, or to the kitchen and the bathroom. They insist that they'd be around to keep an eye on the person, and the person eh, and the person and they wouldn't be allowed are to hang out outside of the room, and the person wouldn't likely be around that much to begin with if they were visiting the city and had things to do. I don't think you could reasonably refuse them access to the kitchen directly beside their room, and the bathroom is on another floor next to the other bedrooms. Roommate is pissed that I've robbed them of this potential source of income, but I'm certain the others would be even more uncomfortable.
I'm
Okay.
laughing.
Even more uncomfortable with it than I am. It's an apartment full of girls, and we have lots of valuable decorations and stuff around besides just enjoying the comfort and privacy of our own home. Sorry. Airbnb compares. You got a problem?
I'm
Airbnb.
literally scratching my neck.
Okay, I don't think you rolled your eyes off the side of my head. Or, okay, I'm reading here. Okay, Airbnb compares having these people visit to when other roommates have friends or family stay over on the couch unexpectedly. Sometimes for days at a time. That doesn't happen at all for the most of the year, and maybe once or twice a month during summer/spring. But the fact that it's inconvenient to begin with doesn't really inspire confidence that this Airbnb thing would be no big deal. Am I the asshole? Is there maybe legally, technically, no way I should be able to veto this? Surely this is just common sense, though.
So actually, it doesn't even just have to be approved with the roommates. It has to be approved with their
Landlord.
landlord. Like
Yeah.
you can't just decide that you're doing that. And if they're an apartment complex, it actually has to be approved through the apartment complex.
Yeah, because then what is it? Because there's a whole it deals you basically might be breaking contract and all that shit too.
Yeah.
Because you can't sublease or whatever,
And
something
that's
like that.
essentially what you're doing.
Yeah.
But also, like, you can't deny the person that's renting the room access to the common space.
Yeah.
Like, they're allowed to go to the kitchen, they're allowed to use the bathroom, they're allowed to be in the living room. So you
Yeah.
can't be like, oh, they'll just be confined to my room. Like, that's not how that works.
Also, why are you still gonna be there?
Where are you going to sleep?
Yeah, like that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like they're taking your room. So where are you sleeping exactly? What's going on?
Yep. That's not
Like
making any sense.
you're talking about it being like a good your source of income, but like technically they might as well just rent the room out to this other person then, because you won't be sleeping in there ever.
All of your stuff's going to be there too. This is usually like
Yeah.
someone with like a guest room.
Mm-hmm. That's
Oh,
weird,
God.
dude.
This person did not think this through.
No.
Like, this is probably one of the like dumbest things I've heard in a while.
Yeah. Literally the first comment on there was talking about what we just said was, where they're gonna stay. If they're keeping an eye on them, where they're gonna stay. Like
No, literally. Like, where are you staying? What's happening here? Like, you're talking of all of this stuff, but like,
yeah. That doesn't make any sense.
no, it literally doesn't.
Yeah.
Like,
Oof.
hate to be a bubble burster, but
That's not a good source of income, at least. Not for you. Especially if you're
no.
not the main one with the actual lease under your name or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
I
you
don't
can
know.
make everyone in that apartment homeless.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Like
thank
good
you.
job, dude. Or
No, thank you.
girl or whatever, because I guess it's all females that are there too.
Yeah, and
So
that's the other thing. You have to think like safety wise as well. Like
yeah.
you're essentially putting everyone in this apartment at risk because like you don't know who's renting out your Airbnb.
Mm-hmm. Like the only way, honestly, see if it was like if your room was separated from everybody else's room and like had its own private
Right.
section with a
Hmm.
bathroom and like a kitchen and everything like that,
That would
or
be
a
different.
kitchenette or something, that
That would
is
be
more
different.
reasonable. But the fact that your room doesn't have its own private bathroom, it doesn't have a kitchenette or anything like that, you there's what why would you even try to do an Airbnb, because they'd still have to use the common spaces then. Like you can't just advertise
You
your
can't.
bedroom,
Like that's not how that works. They still have
because also
access
on
to common rooms.
Airbnb you can request to stay there for like months at a time, I think.
Hmm.
So uh, they're gonna have to use the common space at some point.
Yeah.
They got to use the bathroom at some point. Like what the or
Yeah.
I guess I got to bleep that out too. I really gotta stop. Anyways, I know we both need to stop. Okay, we
Yeah.
both need to work on it. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I can't remember if they said they were an asshole or not. Is asshole okay? Because we're reading. Am
I say
I
like the
gotta
first
bleep that
like
out.
10 to 15 minutes of it should be clean.
All right, so well, that's the book. That's the book talk. That's the book talk, which is you with
Yep.
your record amount of f bombs.
I was a little angry.
A little bit, a little bit. All right, so just try to, I guess, avoid cussing within the first 15 minutes. That's reasonable as you keep getting blurred. Just like I'm gonna blur your voice a lot. All right. This next one is am I the asshole? My boyfriend bleached his hair because of me and now he's upset. Your boyfriend bleached his hair because of you and now
How
he's
does
upset.
that how does that how does that happen?
I don't know, but we'll find out, I guess. All right. Hi, I feel like this is insane. I'm sorry. Our relationship is normally pretty low drama, so this was so left field. I've been wanting to bleach my eyebrows for a while. I told my boyfriend this, and he told me he didn't want me. He didn't want me to because he doesn't like the look. The thing is, he prefers me with short hair. I have long hair right now. I prefer him with long hair, and he has short hair right now. It's not the end of the world, so I figured this could be the same way, or this could be the same way since it's not like it's permanent. I told him I'd probably get it done anyway, and if it looks bad, he can make fun of me all he wants. He said that if I do that, he'll bleach his brows. I didn't really care. Anyway, I bleached them and I really like how they look. He doesn't. He doesn't like how it looks, which I knew was an option. But it was making him really upset. Like he said, I can't believe you did it. And then he literally got in his car and left. Then when I texted him, I got an hours late response of I can't talk to you right now. The next time we meet up, we ended up just yelling at each other. When things are starting to cool down, he tells me that maybe he should bleach his hair so we're even. I didn't think there was anything uh, to get even about, but I thought he might look good with bleached hair. And I also thought he was just suggesting it on some level because he already wanted to. He did it. I like it on him. He hates it. He says I put him in this situation with the eyebrows thing, and then hyping. and then hyping him to do it after when I should have known he was doing it for a petty reason. I feel like if I'm the asshole here, it's because I didn't take him seriously. Like I didn't think he was totally doing it to get even. I don't know anyone else who dye their hair just to borderline spite someone else. Like I feel bad, but I also feel like it's not really my fault here. Edit. I can't respond to comments currently. I can't see anything outside of the notifs. But I see people asking about ages. I'm 18 and he's 23. Again, I'm sorry I can't reply to anyone's comments. Thank you for commenting though.
How long have they been together?
That's what I want to know too. That's what I want to know too.
I love how like I'm laughing this entire like story,
and then
immediately,
right when you hear the ages, yeah. Yeah. How you gonna bleach out of pettiness, bro? Like, that's a wild thing to do.
right?
Like I don't like that you bleached your eyebrows, so I'm
gonna
gonna
bleach my entire head.
Like, who does that sort of thing?
Also,
fuck?
she called you on your bluff and you still went through with it. So
you didn't have to.
It's your fault. Like she didn't do anything wrong.
Mm-mm. And
Wild
also,
take.
she likes it. So shouldn't that be the, all that really, I mean, I guess he should like it too, but really, I don't know. Who cares? Like, you did it out of spite. You were literally doing it out of spite, bro.
Who does that out of spite?
I'm not gonna change my appearance out of spite. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I can be petty sometimes, but like, I'm not gonna do that. I didn't need that shit. That was uncalled for. That was so uncalled for. For the people that are just listening, this mother not only rolled her eyes, she rolled her entire head. Okay? I just want y'all to know. It was so dramatic. Like, I am not that petty. Okay? Off. I'm not that petty. I know I can be petty, but I'm not that petty.
Okay, so
I'm gonna
are we gonna bring up your ex-girlfriend that you let believe was gonna move?
Moving on to the next story. Moving on to the next story. What's this next one?
So you don't want to discuss her and how
am I the asshole for following through on a promise I made to my wife about bringing home another animal? No, I don't want to do that one actually. I don't think that's a good one.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be in support 120%.
Okay. Am I the asshole for not inviting my brother and sister-in-law over because of what happened at the last family gathering? Holy shit. Sorry. Yeah, we're ignoring the pettiness, just so you know. At our last big family gathering, which included extended family, there was an argument between myself and my brother's wife. I was in charge of making up leftover plates for anyone to take home if they wanted. I gave John, my brother, and Lucy, his wife, 3 plates of food, including the leftovers of the dishes they brought with them. I gave them to John to put in his cooler in his car before they left. The next day, I got a call from Lucy asking if I gave my brother the food, which I said I did. She told me there was only 1 plate that was half empty instead of the 3 plates and 2 Tupperware boxes I had actually given my brother. I was confused and said John took them off the counter, so ask him. Well, John told Lucy I had refused to give them the extra food and kept it for myself. Lucy was not pleased by this and told everyone in our family that I had stolen their food. I maintained my innocence the entire time because this isn't what happened. If that was all it was, I wouldn't have minded, But Lucy took it way too personally. She began to insult my body and weight, saying I didn't need burgers and should have stolen the salad instead. And said she doesn't blame me for stealing because I'm so poor and work a dead-end job. Lucy's animosity didn't stop for over a year, and she would always bring it up any chance she got. Speaking of another petty person, cool. I'm the one hosting this year, and I have not invited John or Lucy. When they asked why they didn't receive an invitation, I said, "Are you kidding?" and hung up. Not the most mature, but I was so shocked at their audacity to ask. My brother texted me to suggest a sit down between myself and Lucy, but I didn't get the point of that since she will always think of me as a villain in this ridiculous story. It was then that my brother confessed that he ate all the missing food in the car and felt so embarrassed by it that he lied to Lucy about me refusing to give them the food. I was in awe. I knew he had lied, but not the details of why he lied. I told him he's a huge asshole here and needs to come clean to Lucy now. I guess he did because Lucy then called me, apologizing profusely. She said she had no reason to doubt my brother and she was already feeling left out and an outsider, so she lashed out. I thanked her for her apology, but said I don't forgive her. She said so many awful things to me over 2 missing plates of food. I said they still weren't invited to the gathering, and that they are welcome to host their own, which I obviously wouldn't attend. This made my brother really mad. They were on speaker together. A few hours later, I got some texts from our mom telling me to just get over it and invite Lucy and John. I just put my foot down and said, if they show up, they won't be let in my home. The whole situation has caused a rift in the family. Half are telling me I can't not include my brother, and the other half are saying Lucy is a bitch for her comments. Lucy and John are still very mad. Am I the asshole? That's crazy.
No.
Half the family is like calling her a bitch. I mean, yeah,
So are
but
they
like at the
calling
same
OP
time,
a bitch or calling the sister-in-law a bitch?
sister-in-law.
Well, I mean, you kind of like
Yeah,
went off on a year-long
yeah,
tangent
over 2 plates of food. That's some petty shit right there.
that your husband ate.
But
That your
hold on.
husband.
They're also being both of them are kind of petty in this situation.
Oh, 100. So listen, I'm not saying that they're not both petty, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying that OP is justified
Yeah,
in her
100%.
pettiness.
100%.
Because why the fuck are you attacking me for a year straight?
Yeah. You literally said go for the salad instead of the cheeseburgers, and then said that you
Called
were
me,
so fucking poor that you probably needed to steal that food anyways. That's wild.
called me fat, called me broke for a year.
That's
Year.
wild. And then
Fuck
your
out of my face.
family, your mother. I'm sorry, your own mother expects you to just forgive her? Nah, that's
Nah.
crazy. My mother would still be talking shit about that person.
If
That's
I
dope.
forgave somebody like that, my mom would look at me and be like, really? This is what we're doing?
Yeah.
I raised you better.
Mm-hmm. Y'all need to fight it out. Physically fight. Duh.
Whoever wins the fight, that's it. Things are settled.
Yeah. Honestly.
Never bring it up again.
Honestly. Okay. Somebody said, not the asshole, but I'm confused why you didn't confront your brother much sooner. He's the worst. He is the worst asshole here. He caused it, watched the rift develop, and did nothing for a year. He has zero right to be angry with you. He owes the groveling apology, not just his wife. Equally, sister-in-law has zero right to be angry with you. She should direct her anger where it belongs, at her husband. Stop discussing with the rest of your family. It's none of their business. They can come to the event or not, but the discussion is closed.
I
and then,
completely agree with that because on
yeah,
top of that, why are we just letting the brother off scot-free?
yeah. I
He
don't know
ate all
why
of the food. He ate all of the food and then
blamed it on
let
me.
his wife attack his sister for a year straight.
I don't. So was it a sister?
Or a brother. I don't care. Either way, the brother knew that he ate the
Mhm.
food and let his wife attack OP for a
Yeah,
year straight.
yeah,
Never once corrected. And then had only his wife apologize. Where's your apology?
yeah. Like that's nah, bro. You. I'm sorry. Yeah. I disown that family member right then and there.
Oh, we're going no contact.
Yeah, I won't be talking to you for a long, long time. I mean, OP responded to that comment though, saying, "I've tried, but I'm so much younger than him. I'm 21 and he's 34. Uh, and
That
still
makes it even
learning to
worse.
assert myself. Not
That
an
makes it even
excuse.
worse.
Yeah, I know. Not an excuse for letting it slide. Just giving context. I'm planning on talking to him soon and being completely honest and laying all my feelings out. So, first of all, I have a question. Why is a 21-year-old hosting anyways? Shouldn't the 34-year-old be hosting?
Uh,
Shouldn't the oldest be hosting?
yeah, I didn't host anything at 21 other than my friends.
Yeah, why is the youngest sibling
Because,
hosting the
first of
fucking
all, hold
family
on.
gathering?
Even when I host now, they're potlucks.
Yeah,
Because hosts usually have to cook all the food.
yeah.
If I'm
I
hosting some,
mean, they people brought food in this one.
okay, so like they're doing a potluck, which is like,
It
okay.
seems like it might be a potluck.
But I'm saying like usually whenever you're hosting, you're making majority, if not the main dishes.
Yeah,
Why are we putting that on a 21-year-old?
I don't know.
But also, like, I don't know. The older brother, you're 34. You knew what you were doing.
Mhm.
What?
I
Like,
I don't
no.
understand. Like, first of all, how you finish 2.5 plates before you guys get home? What? Like,
How?
did you
How?
get the plates, take them to your cooler, and just start eating right then and there?
Because here's the thing. I take home like 2 to 3 plates home
Mhm.
whenever I go to like family cookouts and everything. First of all, there's still leftovers after that, so I don't want to hear anybody in my comments, okay? We make a lot of food. But also, we each all take like 2 to 3 plates home. This
Mhm.
shit lasts me for the rest of the week.
Yeah, for real.
So
Like leftovers usually be lasting me like a week for sure.
I'm wondering how much food did you just eat, sir?
Had to have eaten like 6 cheeseburgers and like
A
I
shit
don't
ton of
know.
meatballs.
Yeah, because that's
It's a lot of food. That's like almost sickly amount of food.
like you really should be
Two
having meat sweats, bro. Because you also still ate food before then.
before.
So
Yeah, like
how much meat did you eat that day?
how much food did you eat that day?
Like, and your wife was talking about your sibling being the bigger one. Just gonna say that right now. What?
Damn, she might need to look at her husband.
Because I'm just saying, but dude devoured that food. That
But
means,
it's like, so for cookouts, you have like a small breakfast and you don't eat until the cookout, and then you usually pile your plate like high with food. You eat it all. You might go back for seconds. You might not go back for seconds. I usually have the pasta salad, the cheeseburger, a hot dog, some meatballs, the whatever greens are there, the mac and cheese, and then whatever desserts are there.
hmm
And I'm like, I'm good. I'm stuffed. And then I put like almost double the amount of that within containers to take home.
yeah,
And even then, by the time I'm home, I'm still not hungry.
no, that shit'll last me the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Like, I get into a food coma basically.
Basically, yeah.
Like that's the only reason I really like parties is because
Ooh.
I be
I need to
asleep.
see. I need to see if we're doing a 4th of July cookout.
I don't think my family is.
Mm.
We were talking about going to the local stadium to do the fireworks there.
Maybe.
That's what we were talking about doing.
I'll see if Lonnie's down.
It's like a 5 to 9 thing. It's more, I feel like it's more so for kids.
For kids, yeah.
Yeah, because it's $8 $8 a person. It's
I don't have any
$8 a person.
ducks. I don't own any
Go to
ducks,
Tractor
DJ.
Supply. You can pick up $8 per person.
God, they're so cute.
You got ducklings and then you got chickens.
Little baby chickens.
Yeah.
I try to convince my mom to get more chickens.
Oof. Man. You know, I almost this girl that I was talking to this one time, her and I almost got a duck and a chicken. Like we were only talking for like 2 or 3 weeks too. And we were just like, let's go get a duck and a chicken from Tractor Supply.
Are you Joey and Chandler?
Honestly, we might as well have been.
That note, this has been You're Being Too Loud, episode 24.
Bye, y'all.